I know, right? Okay, does anybody have anything else they want to ask questions about? Any good stuff? No? You just want to listen to us? Okay.
Alrighty.
We will. Well, please, if you have, because every other week we try and do a team meeting. Every other week is a team training. So we have training set up for the other weeks, and we also have them up for the meeting weeks. But if you have something that you want to share, or you've got a problem with a customer that you're trying to figure out, the right products or something, this week specifically is for that. So don't ever hesitate to ask those questions, because that's what we're for. Right?
Exactly. Always. You can ask questions. Even training, you can ask questions. So.
Right. Exactly.
For sure.
Okay. So. Okay.
Well, Teresa, so one of the things we're going to talk about this week, and Terry Jo will start, is building a team and the importance of building a team instead of just having customers. And right. Teresa brought it up this week, and we kind of touched on it a little bit, but we wanted to go into really why building a team is where it's at, and where you want your goals to be with building a team.
Okay, so like she said, why are we wanting to build a team? Why do we always talk about adding ambassadors? And I'll tell you, one of the main reasons is that customers are fickle. And I say this because I was a customer first, and I wholeheartedly believe it. Jenny Schweitzer was a customer first. Heather Hale was a customer first. And we all stopped the product because we did not feel like being consistent. We did not take it consistent. They didn't even start, I don't think. But I purposely, I took it, but I didn't take it every single day. I didn't have, besides Jenny, constantly going, are you taking it? How you feeling? This and that. My husband kept stealing out of my stash. My daughter kept stealing out of my stash. I ran out early, and I was just not consistent on the product because I didn't understand. I really didn't get that. And I really think until you become an ambassador, you don't always understand the importance of every single day. Your customers are fickle. They're going to come and go. Like Julianne has mentioned for us a lot. She has customers that started 3 years ago and have come back, or Amy maybe mentioned this, and they've come back off and on of them 4 times. And that happens. But when you become an ambassador, there's something different that clicks that makes you want to commit to the products. Wouldn't you say, Jenny?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's for sure. I feel like it's kind of a full circle. Like it's a full circle. When you're an ambassador, you become a product of the product. Like you are, we don't share, but you have to be a product of the product. And in turn, that means you have to take your products every single day, because you're telling the whole world that you're taking your products. So you have to be representing your company and the products. And plus, you just feel better when you take them every day.
Right.
But also, you are getting paid. It's like this whole full circle. I remember when this clicked for me. It's this whole full circle. So not only are you taking the products, you're feeling good, you're a product of the product, but you're getting paid to be a product of the product. So it's a win-win to be an ambassador. Ambassadors have more success than customers on the products, with the business, obviously. It just makes sense to be an ambassador, like for sure. It makes sense. But anyway, so yeah, it's a win-win. Did you want to say anything before I
that really when you're a customer, like she said, you're just not as quite as dedicated. And I think that's because when you're ambassador, you get that team environment. And I think that's a huge part of it too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So being added to all the different team pages, you have a lot bigger support system, right?
Right. Oh, absolutely. The support is crazy. You know where to go. Like if you're a customer, you only go to the person that you bought from. When you're an ambassador, you have multiple team pages that you can post on and ask about whether there's a problem with the product, or if one of your customers is having a product. Like there's a lot of support. So it makes sense that ambassadors thrive instead of customers. And also, really, it's so normal, because I know a lot of ambassadors still, like I've had some ambassadors on my team for the last year and a half, and they still come to me and go, all of my customers are falling off. Yeah, that's kind of what they do. If a customer loves the product, they will join. They really won't stay as a customer. I think I have 3 customers that have been with me for like longer than 6 months. And it's only because they love the products, but they don't take enough product to become an ambassador. So it doesn't make sense to them, but they definitely love the products and our customers. For the most part, customers either follow or they join. Like that's really how it. But when you're talking about building your business and when you're thinking long term, you really can't depend on customers. You can depend on your team. That's where the money is. That is where, I mean, it's not like it's all about the money, but you know, for some people it is. I mean, it is a lot about the money. This is their career. And you can depend on your team. Depending on customers is really tough. But in the beginning, you definitely need, and really, Leslie Zan, I don't know if you know who she is. She's a big, I can't remember what company she was in network marketing, but anyway, became very successful. And now she made her way up in the company that she was with. And now she goes around, tours and trains. In fact, she's going to be here this, I guess this Saturday. She's coming and doing an event. But she says to have a good Plexus business, you need customers and you need ambassadors. That's a well-rounded Plexus business. Like, because you're getting the commission from your customers, and those are also future ambassadors. Your customers, you have to think of them. If you groom them, if you follow up and are reaching out like we talked about last week, you are grooming them to have success on the products and to be ambassadors. So you definitely need customers, but when you're thinking long-term in your business, it's about the team. That's what you have to kind of put in your mind. It's about the team. And I know it's hard. It's hard to give up on that commission when you have a potential. You know, it is. It's hard because at the beginning, you are going to earn more in your commission than you will on your team. Like, that's just it. Like, very few people grow a team fast enough to be able to make enough on their team and not on their commission. Like, you will make the majority of your money on commission, and that's okay, but think long term. That's kind of what we're talking about.
So, like she was saying, that residual income, you can fall in a well for a month and you're still making, money. So Plexus pays you pay points. So the reason your ambassadors are important, let's say your level ones, you do earn 5% of their commission. So you do earn a little bit of their commission, but you're getting pay points. Plexus pays you similar to a profit sharing plan. So, sorry, a lot of distraction of my kids. So anyway, Plexus pays you pay points. Pay points are for every level 1 through 3 ambassador, you get 5 points for each ambassador. Plexus average pay point is $3. You also get level 4, you get 4 points for level 4s, you get 3 points for level 5, you get 2 points for level 6, and 1 point for level 7. So you get paid 7 levels down of ambassadors. So when your team is growing teams down below you, and you're getting paid on all of those 6 levels, all those points get accumulated, and at the end of the month, you times that by about $3, and you're getting residual income that you have done nothing to earn except for lead your team. You're not having to go out and get those customers. You're not having to, work hard in that respect. You're just leading your team, which is a lot of fun, and you're getting to help all of these other people grow. And it may not seem like a lot, but I guarantee you very, very, very quickly, your residual income and your pay points will quickly jump your commission points or your commission pay very quickly when you start building that team. So you are getting paid on all of your ambassadors by their pay points. You're getting the commission, a 5% commission on your level ones, which is a little bit. I mean, it's just kind of an extra perk, I think of it as. But that residual income of those pay points, it adds up. It adds up. And especially when you hit Emerald,
yeah.
When you start, it's a big amount. It really, really is. So that residual income You are not doing anything to earn it. You are not. It just builds on its own. It builds from your ambassadors. And if you think of it in threes, if every ambassador had 3 ambassadors, and each of those 3 ambassadors had 3 more, and each of those 3 ambassadors had 3 more, it's a very simple approach to building your team. And if someone has 3 ambassadors of their own, they are earning, they're getting $100 for their silver bonus. You're getting bonuses on the welcome pack. And then you're getting pay points the following month, plus a little bit of their 5% of their commission. You're earning enough at that point to really be covering your own products. So if everyone just grew by 3, it's an easy number. Instead of thinking, gosh, I want to add 20 ambassadors, think of adding 3 and teaching all of your team to add 3. And then you can go bigger beyond that, obviously. But that's a small way to think about it.
Can quickly just take off for you. It really can quickly just take off for you. Like what starts, as something that you're like, how can why would I want to grow this team? These, 10 points can't possibly, pay for my product, or, it's hard to see beyond that sometimes, but it can go like that. Like your team can grow like that. Can y'all hear me? Am I cutting out?
No, you're doing good.
Am I cutting out? Oh, good. Okay. Because I saw your face.
Your voice is good, but your body motion is pausing.
Okay. Just then close your eyes and just listen to my voice. Yeah. If I'm like in slow motion, like doing some Matrix stuff, like just close your eyes. So I don't know what's going on. We might be having a hard time with our Wi-Fi. I'm not quite sure. But okay, one of the things, another way to look at it with residual income is doing the work once. So you recruited your ambassador once and getting paid multiple times for it. So it doesn't mean you can just cut off contact and be like, oh, see you, you're on your own. You're still establishing that relationship building and helping them build your team, but you did the work once recruiting them, and then you get paid multiple times for that ambassador and then for their team. So that's another way of thinking. Also, network marketing. I read this today in this 4-year, I read this like, I guess a year and a half ago, this book, and I remembered this quote and I went and found it, and I thought it kind of puts in perspective of, because I remember it stuck out for me when I read it. Network marketing is simply a lot of people, quote unquote, selling. Now we don't sell, we share, right? A little bit each. So if your whole team quote unquote, sells $100, because that's how much you need to make, they need to sell for you to get points for them, it would equal you selling like 5,000 in product. So it's like, if I individually just wanted to go on commission, I would have to sell, well, right now with the size of my team, maybe even close to $10,000 each month. That's keeping customers happy, which, like we said, they're fickle. That's recruiting new customers every single month. That's hoping that they stay on the product, they stay consistent, and then making the commission on that. So one person selling, quote unquote, selling.
That would be 100 customers.
Right. Exactly.
That's 100 customers to be able to get that same income that you are getting from your team. That's a lot.
It's just a lot less work for you to build a team, and then each of your teammates, and for the company, it's the same thing. It's the same amount. Like this, they said, okay, to sell $1 million, 100 salespeople each sell 10,000, okay? Or you have 10,000 salespeople sell $100. They're each equaling $1 million, to the company. But how much less work is that for you to be able to recruit that many people and to each reach out and only get 100? And a lot of people get more than 100, as compared to you having to go and do all the work yourself. So that's what we're talking about, team versus commission, just relying strictly on that commission. Does that make sense? Anybody have any questions?
Does it make sense? Do you understand that how ambassadors are so much easier to work with and keep than trying to gain yourself 100 customers? Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I would rather work with y'all every single Tuesday and have discussions and relationships with y'all, you know, than I would have to deal with some of those customers that are just plain stinky.
And she says that like I was that customer. Like that.
Like, but they're hard sometimes.
Customers are hard.
They're not as fun as these Tuesday night calls. So
I remember Jenny sent me a text at one point and she was like, "How are you doing?" And I was like, something's wrong with me. And she said, "Let's do an eating plan together. Let's chart your food." And I was like, meh. And I remember, I don't think I replied back to her. And she's one of my closest friends. I totally ignored her because I didn't want to, you know. But when she did that to me as an ambassador, I was like, okay, let's do it. I mean, do you know what I mean? The whole mindset is completely different. So
it is. It's a win-win. It's a win-win. You're getting your product of the product, and you're getting paid to be a product of the product. It's fantastic.
Yes. So. Okay. So now we talked about why that's important. So how do you build your team of customers? How do you build your team of ambassadors? What are the things that you need to do? And it's called IPA. And you will hear this a lot if you're listening to any training videos by any of the other jewels out there. They all have a video called IPA. IPA stands for income producing activity. Okay? So it is referred to as 5 to 1 plus 1. And we say the plus 1 at the end because I think that's really important.
Right.
I'll tell you first what each thing stands for and then we'll break it down. But reaching out 5 people a day. 2, following up with people a day. Or two people to follow up with either customers or ambassadors a day. 1 training a day, and 1 self-development each day. So the first one is 5. So reaching out. We recommend reaching out to 5 new people each day. Reaching out does not have to be just about Plexus. You can and we say Facebook message because if y'all are doing social media at all, when you message somebody, 1, you can see if they've read it or not. Imagine that. 2, you can also build that relationship on Facebook, and Facebook now thinks you're better friends, and your posts will start showing up in those friends' news feeds. So when you are messaging with someone on Facebook, Facebook thinks you're better friends, and now your stuff is in their news feed where it may not have been before, because as we all know, Facebook only shows you about 7% of the posts that are out there. So reaching out does not have to be about Plexus. You can reach out to 5 people today and wish 5 people a happy birthday. I hope you're doing great. I love seeing pictures of your kids. Have the best birthday ever. That's part of reaching out. You just did your 5 reaching out. That's fine. If you want to throw in a couple about Plexus and a couple about not about Plexus, that's okay. But reach out to 5 new people every single day. It opens the line of communication. Jenny and I always talk about how voice messaging is better than any texting ever. When someone hears your voice, if you just send them a voice message, and again, we've talked about this a lot, but if you do not know how to voice message on Facebook Messenger, ask us and we will tell you how to do it, because it is so much easier than trying to text somebody. They're more likely to listen to it than reading any texts, and they don't see the word Plexus and writ and type, and sometimes people are like, oh, she wants to talk about Plexus. But if you send a voice message, they hear your passion and they're excited about you. I use that for everything I do. I do a lot of voice messaging, and it makes a huge, huge difference in everything that you do. If you do not know what to say when you're reaching out, 1, you can always ask us and we'll direct you. But a great thing to say is something like, hey girl, I know you've noticed I'm kind of crazy about Plexus. I would love to send you a sample. Send me your address and I'll get it in the mail for you today. When you say something like that you want to send a sample for somebody, you don't give them the option to say, or you don't give them the option to go, would you like a sample? You just say, I'm going to send you a sample. And most everybody is like, absolutely. And they shoot you their address and you can pop them a sample in the mail. You definitely don't have to offer a sample ever. You don't have to do that. Don't feel like you have to spend your own money to, of your own supply. But that's just an easy way to reach out. Another way to reach out is just to say, again, I always say, hey, girl. Apparently that's my personality. You don't have to use that phrase. But I would say, hey, Hillary, how are you doing? I love to see the pictures of your kids that you're posting on Facebook all the time. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm kind of crazy passionate about Plexus. I would love to tell you more about it. Has anyone ever shared with you about Plexus before? So you want to ask them a question. You don't want to just send a big blurb of information. You always want to end it with a question so that they will reply to you. So that's a good way to think about reaching out. But voice messaging is humongous. Huge, huge, huge when they can hear your passion.
It's the difference in me saying, like typing, hey girl, I'm kind of crazy about this Plexus. I'd love to drop a sample in the mail. What's your address? And go, and then hearing my voice. So just typing that out, as many exclamation marks as you use, it's not the same as, hey girl, what's going on? Oh my God, I'm kind of crazy about this Plexus. I would love to send a sample to you. Like the difference in seeing those words, even as many exclamation marks and emojis as you have, hearing your voice really shows your passion. So absolutely, any chance you get, voice message.
No, that you could end up using the wrong emoji, and that would be bad.
Exactly. If y'all didn't see that, Terry Jo apparently has been flipping all of her Facebook friends the bird this entire time instead of pointing, instead of using the pointers.
And I would say things like,
finger. It was
what she said, point. That's great stuff, point. I love it. What they said, yes, point. I mean, they could have. Anyway, be careful with your emojis. That's why voice messaging.
Yeah. Be careful with your emojis. Exactly. Yes, exactly. So reaching out, and like Terry Jo said, it doesn't always have to be about Plexus. A lot of times just reaching out to wish somebody a happy birthday, Plexus will come up, especially if you're posting often. People know what you represent. They know that you're crazy about Plexus. If you are posting, if you're doing your job and are posting a lot, sometimes you don't even have to bring it up. They will bring it up for you, which is really nice. But anyway, okay, the 2, so that was the 5. Then the 2 is following up with 2 customers or potential customers or ambassadors each day. So like we said last week, building the relationship between your customers, between your ambassadors, between potentials is so important. This is a relationship industry. The better your relationship with people, the more they trust you and would be more willing to seek you out for Plexus. So constantly following up with your customers. We talked a lot about that last week in the Zoom. We kind of gave a schedule about how you can do that, how we would recommend you doing that. Or potential customers, any samples. So from the 5 people that you reached out to, any samples you want to make sure you keep track of, so you can constantly be reaching out to them. Or ambassadors, you have to have a good relationship with your ambassadors. So two people following up, and really I follow up with more than 2 people a day. This is all just a guide, but just keeping that relationship with potentials, customers, and ambassadors for sure.
Right.
Yeah, so, Terry, I missed those questions.
Oh, chats.
Yeah, we have some questions coming up, and I missed them.
Okay, perfect. Barb said, I have been surprised at how many people that I've never spoken to about Plexus have liked my Plexus posts. And Heather, that is awesome. Okay, Heather said, how would I approach someone when you don't personally know how it makes you feel? Like, what would I say? Okay, so Heather, you've just gotten started. So you're on just a couple days going. A great way to reach out to someone is there are thousands of testimonies available. You started and you didn't have an experience yet either. So just share what you know about it. So you can start with saying, okay, so I have started on something called Plexus. It is supposed to help with my energy, my body, my gut health, inflammation, weight loss, whatever you want to say, and say, I am so excited to start this journey. Do you want to do this with me? you should try this too. Something like that. Reaching out to people before you have a story is so, so crucial. You do not need to have a story to start telling people about Plexus, because there are thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands, let me keep going, of testimonies out there about Plexus and what it has done for other people. So you can share what you know. Hey, I see Tova's son on there. So you can start sharing. Go ahead, Jenny.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Terry Jo. Finish
I was
your
just going
thought.
to say, so you can start sharing to anyone right now that you are excited to be on this journey and you're excited to have all of these great things coming your way. So,
because it's kind of an accountability. When you start telling people, I'm going to do this, I'm really taking a step towards better health. It's really an accountability for you to be able to be consistent on your products and to, want to better yourself. It's like another way to keep accountable. But also, if you look on Facebook, people will talk about their problems left and right. Oh my gosh. Like I popped on right before, and it was one of the teachers at our school talking about how she was so tired from her day. Oh my gosh. She was just so tired and yada, yada, yada. People are going to give you, they're going to complain. A lot of people use Facebook to go complain about their headaches, about whatever pain they have, about how they can't sleep, about their lack of energy, about how, oh my God, the raging sugar tooth and blah, blah, blah. I mean, I specifically remember posting about candy corn years ago. Like, I mean, I was a target for somebody to go, oh my God, you need Plexus, because I complained about how I could not stop with a candy corn. So if you know, Heather, that somebody struggles with whatever, migraines or lupus or fibromyalgia or something, you can find a testimony and we can show you how to do that and send them testimonies. You don't even have to have you might not have lupus, you might not have migraines. You don't have to have those to know that there are thousands of people that do, and they have testimonies about how Plexus has helped them.
Right. We have jewels, which if a jewel is someone, if you have paid attention at all, is an emerald, sapphire, diamond. They're at the top 1% of the company, less than 1%. They're the top point something. If those 20-year-olds can share about how Plexus helps with wrinkles and how the body cream can help with skin issues, then we can share about anything. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Right.
If a 20-year-old can share about the Plexus body cream and wrinkles, then really we can all do it.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Nikki asked, and she said, do you reach out to those that only like your posts? I will say, me personally, if someone likes my post today, I am not going to message them today. But I'm going to watch them because lo and behold, they start liking all of my posts, and I'll write their names down. And over some time, I will start reaching out to them personally and having that relationship, but not about Plexus. They're liking your posts because now they're interested. So you want to start engaging in their posts also on Facebook. You want to start building that relationship. I personally don't, if someone likes my post, I'm not going to go message them and go, hey, you liked my post. However, there are plenty of diamonds that do that, and they're diamonds for a reason. But that's just, I write their name down and I start watching that person and getting that relationship going. And eventually they'll come to me or I'll reach out to them.
I do the same. Yeah, I do the same thing, Terry Jo. The second I see somebody start liking my post, I don't jump on them immediately because I want them to continue to like my post and to reach or to be able to read my post. So I don't want to deter them in any way. Now, if it's somebody that you've already discussed or talked about or something, then, maybe. But for the most part, I let them kind of sit back and watch what's going on and kind of feel them out. But like Terry Jo said, I write their names down, so I make sure to get back with them at one point.
Yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah, it's just a feeling it out, and you know your friends better than anybody, so it's definitely a call that you need to make. And maybe I've done it before. I probably have, done it before. Oh, she liked my post, I'll reach out. But for the most part, I just kind of wait and let her watch for a little bit, or him.
Heather, you asked, you said, or you commented, you said I have a lot of people in my RA and, oh gosh, I just cannot say this right, lymphedema groups. Tova, is that close? Lymphedema? Something like that? Okay. That suffer like me. We complain a lot. Okay, so if you have someone that you have a relationship with and someone that you talk a lot about one of those groups, you can definitely send them a private message and say, okay, Janice, I know we both suffer from RA and I've started Plexus because I've heard great testimonies about it helping with RA. Do you want to do this with me? And you could get someone to start with you, and now you've got a new accountability partner. Have faith that these products work. They do. There are plenty of testimonies. We have someone that just joined our team a couple weeks ago, and he has it's not rheumatoid arthritis, but is another arthritis that's autoimmune related, and I cannot pronounce it, even closely related. But in just 2 weeks, he's all of us just wakes up one morning and is feeling better. So it takes some time, but it's definitely there. I mean, have belief that these products are going to work for you. Oh my gosh, Teresa asked if we know if there's ever been any research on if Plexus helps symptoms of menopause, such as hot flashes. Absolutely, yes. And we have someone on our team that has amazing results from that. But totally, it helps with, I sound like I'm 16. Okay. Totally, it helps with menopause, hot flashes.
It helps with PMS and with menopause. It helps balance your hormones. Yes. Like it helps balance your blood sugars. It helps balance your hormones too. So that's why it helps with thyroid, and it helps level out those hormone levels. So
there's a lot of testimonies about that. Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Hormones for sure. That Slim is some good stuff. The triplex combo totally together, there's a huge connection with all of that. But Slim is designed to help with those things for sure.
Right.
And it will not bring back your old I hope it will not bring back your old cycle.
That's funny.
Just kidding. Okay. Where were we going? Okay, so we were on following up. So the number one, so we were on 5-2, and this is 1, 5-2, 1 plus 1. One thing is training one person on your team every single day. So if you have one ambassador, reach out to that one ambassador all the time. If you only have one ambassador and you want to not reach out to them every single day, then reach out to sidelines. And your sidelines would be someone on anybody to the side of you, not in your direct, down leg, whatever, but someone to the side of you who you do not benefit if they benefit. Do you know what I mean? Reach out to those sidelines and work with the sidelines. Work with other people in Generation Plexus. Reach out to them and develop a relationship with them. Do that at least every day. One person, reach out to a sideline or train an ambassador and work with an ambassador on your team. Because that builds those relationships with your sidelines. Generation Plexus is a big team, and Jenny and I have built relationships with a lot of our sidelines. And it's great too, because if we have questions about a product and we know that they're, Jessa is brilliant in the ProBio 5. If I ever have a question about the ProBio 5, I know I can go to Jessa, and she knows every single answer out there about it. And she is amazing like that. So I know I can go to her because we've built that relationship. So definitely that's the other way. If you don't have somebody to train, because that one would be training. If you don't have somebody to train, reach out to a sideline and build a relationship with somebody else. And now
right. And the last one, plus one, self-development. So this industry is definitely a self-development type of industry. You really have to be growing yourself. You have to be growing too. And I remember my cousin, the first day I joined, I remember sitting in her office and Amy Chiba telling me, I've never grown so much in the year that I've been doing this Plexus thing. I've never grown this much. And I had no clue what she was talking about. I was like, grow? What do you mean grow? I did not have a clue what she was talking about until I started working the business. And I went, oh my gosh, you really do need to constantly have your nose in a book, or be watching videos, or doing something to develop yourself as well as grow your team. It's going to make you a better leader. It's going to make you a better sideline, upline, downline when you are growing yourself too. We have, Terry Jo and I have a list of books that we're doing a book club with our rock stars. And after our Millionaire by Halftime, we will start another one too, because we really feel, who's the diamond? I'm losing her. I lost her name. There was a diamond that spoke at convention, but she had a video about how she knows if somebody is serious about the business, if they are reading a book, if they have their nose in a book. That's how important self-development is in this industry. John Maxwell is always a good one. I can't even remember any of the others. John Maxwell is the only one I know. But we have a list of books that we like and that we have read, and then that we do want to read for that continued self-development and growth. And guys, that goes well beyond your Plexus business. I mean, the development and the growth that I've had in Plexus has made me a better wife, a better mom, a better leader, a better friend, a better daughter, just because I have grown outside of myself. I've gotten outside of my comfort zone, and I've done things that I never thought in a million years that I would be doing. And it's exciting, and it's just a really cool thing. So the last one is self-development.
And
then, yeah.
Okay, can you hear me? Because I muted myself for a second. Okay, some of the books that we had talked about were like this one right here. Hang on, let me go back to something, which is GoPro. And this is a great, amazing book. Right here, GoPro. Okay, this is a great one to read. And we might do a book club with this one soon.
Right.
Another one is The Flip-Flop CEO. This is a really fun one right here too. I'm sorry, I'm blocking his face. Flip-Flop CEO right here. And The 5 Levels of Leadership. This is a really great one that I've just started too. Wow, there's like a glare. But anyway, those are just a couple that are really good. Like she said, John Maxwell books, they're phenomenal. He's got great leadership books. So there's a lot out there. And if you're self-developing, you're going to grow your business. You are going to grow yourself. Tova says Jen Stanley Hawkins and Destination Diamond Dream Team will be doing a book study series of Switch on Your Brain by Dr. Caroline Leaf at the end of September if anyone is interested. And I think that will be great to do. Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. September 29th, that's when she starts it?
I'm not sure. She said the end of September.
September, okay.
And Christy wants to read it too. So that's great. I think that would be a great one for us all to try and do, because they've had rave reviews about that book.
I agree.
So
I have one that's on my nightstand called The Power. I cannot remember who wrote it. And then I also have The Circle Maker. That's another good one that I like to kind of touch every once in a while. I'll go back and read it just to kind of reaffirm that this Plexus thing is big. It's bigger, much bigger than me. So yeah, just the development is very, very important. So those are so the 5-2-1-1, those are guidelines. Oh yeah. What'd you just?
This is another one. John Maxwell, like he's got a bunch of little tiny, if you can see, this is like the size of my hand. He's got some little tiny books that I have too like this that are super easy reads. And you can get them at the half price type bookstores and whatnot.
Right.
So
exactly. Yeah, a lot of real quick reads, but quick but powerful little reads.
Quick but powerful. And they'll change your attitude, which changes your life and builds your belief, and go. Read.
Exactly. And also, what we always say is posting too. That's another income producing activity. Okay, let's talk about what's not income producing activities. Scrolling and trolling through Facebook. Like just going and looking at other people's posts and liking and commenting. That's not going to build your business. That will build maybe relationships, but it's really not going to build your business itself.
Right. Searching on Pinterest for a graphic is not an income producing activity. Not at all.
Right.
And that's just, it's great and it's fun, but it's a time waster. It really is. When we say income producing activity, you can group what we gave you, the 5-2-1, and then +1, you can do at any point later as well. But the 5-2-1, you can do in 20 minutes. If you have 20 minutes a day, you can have a successful business. 20 minutes. and group that, sit down in 20 minutes, whether it's at 9 p.m., 10 p.m. when you're laying in bed. Take those 20 minutes or 6 a.m., 5:30 before you get up, whatever it is, over your lunch hour from 12 to 12:20. And if you, in that 20 minutes, you know that you are reaching out to 5 people, you are following up with 2 people, and you are training 1 person, you can get that done in 20 minutes. Now,
absolutely, you
can make that an hour and really work a lot harder and a lot longer. But you can do this in 20 minutes. So there is, you know, you really can't say I don't have time for that, because if you watch a TV show, you have time to work your IPA. If you watch TV, you have time. Just saying, you know?
Yeah.
So
it's true. I mean, like, there are people, like, you know, with full-time jobs. Cheyenne Weeble was one of our Diamond Upline. She was a kindergarten teacher, full-time job, built a $500,000 business on it with a full-time job.
In 5 months. In 5 months.
Right. People say I don't have time. It's really, I'm not ready, or I don't want to do it. I don't want to make the time. Like, you can do this with very little time.
We have women that have full-time jobs that are homeschool moms of 8 kids, and they're diamonds. I'm telling you, if they can homeschool their 8 kids and they're working or whatever it is, they have time. We have time too. 20 minutes a day. You have to straight.
Yeah. Just making it a priority. That's really what you got to turn on in your mind. So.
Right. It's in your mind. It's priorities. Just make it, wake it. Okay. So does anybody have any questions about IPAs? If you ever need, you know, how do I reach out? Please don't hesitate to ask, and we'll give you some ones that we've sent out or things that we think work. Definitely help you with that. Don't ever feel like you have to go at it alone.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So do you have anything else about IPAs, Jenny?
No.
Okay. So we have discovered recently, or not even recently, a lot in the past year, that a lot of people will sign up and they do not print off or save their website address that they originally chose when they signed up. And then you go to get your first customer and you're like, oh, what's my website? Or give out the wrong website. And that is so easy to do, because we have a lot of, like, Terry Jo Noble. There might have been another Terry Jo Noble, and so I chose Noble Terry Jo. And then we forget. And that happens to a lot of people. So the way you can go, if you are just getting started, you can go to your back office. You sign in. Up in the top right corner, it says account settings. And then you're going to click on account settings. And in the drop down, it's going to say my setting, or account services, sorry. And then when you click on that, it'll say my settings. When you click on my settings, it's going to pop up your website right there for you. So write it down, put that in a journal, put that in, you know, I have a binder where I print everything off and I stick it in there. That's the first page that's ever been in there. So print that off, write it down, save it in the notes on your phone, and have that accessible, because people are going to ask you, oh my gosh, I need to order. Even if someone is in this only for wholesale and you don't ever plan on having a business, you probably want to know that anyway, because I guarantee you if somebody finds out you're on it, they're going to want to know and have what you have. So look at that. There are different ways in front of your website. I use www.plexusslim.com, and then it's my name, the business site I chose. You can also use www.shopmyplexus.com/Terry Jo Noble. So there are different, and there's another one too, which I always forget what it is. But there are different, you know, front titles to your business site that you can use. But I would say pick one and stick with it, and use that same front to your website all the time. So that's definitely there. Jenny, you want to talk about reports?
Yes. Okay. Really, if you're just starting out, really, besides shopping and how you can get in there and create your order and, you know, shop and buy your products, there's really only 2 things you need to focus on now. One being detailed genealogy. And this is if you have a team. You can look at your team in your back office. So you sign in, you put your username and your password, you go to reports, you drop down to detailed genealogy. This is going to give you a list of all of your ambassadors, levels 1 through whatever you have. So you can see how many points you have. You can see who's turned on and who's turned off. You can see when people's auto ship are going to go out. You can see how much PV your ambassadors have. all of that stuff. So that's under detailed genealogy, and that is your team. So that's one thing that you need to know in your back office. And the other one is, here we go.
Customer. So if you have a customer, the way to go and follow your customer is also, you're going to sign in, plexusworldwide.com, you put in your username and password, and then you're going to go to reports, and towards the bottom, it's going to say customer reports. And you want to be able to click on customer reports, and you're going to see the list of your customers. Now, if you click on your customer's name, their little qualification box is going to pop up, and it's going to have their order numbers and their tracking numbers. So the minute you have a customer, you want to watch your customer report, because you want to be able to go in and click on the customer name, and you want to click on, when their box pops up, you want to click on their order number, because you want to know what they ordered. You want to know what products they're on and what you need to send them for a schedule and how you can help them get started with their products and give them directions. The next thing you need to do is watch that tracking number that pops up. And the minute you see that tracking number, you need to start to follow it so you know the day the products arrive to your customer, so that you can contact them and say, hey, your product's in your mailbox, or hey, I noticed you got your products today, or it looks like your products will be arriving tomorrow, or it looks like your products will be arriving Friday, whatever the date is. That way you have a communication with them before their products arrive. And then at that point, you want to definitely have sent them the directions on how to get started and open that line of communication up with them. You want to continue to watch your customer report, because if you have a preferred customer, you want to know, obviously you're going to be communicating with your preferred customer every day or a few times a week, or by the third week, at least once a week. And then you want to watch when their preferred auto ship is about ready to go out. And you want to contact them about 3 days before that and say, hey, how are you doing on your products? Are you still wanting to get the same, and you may know this by then. They may be gung-ho on their triplex, loving every minute of it. And you may not just need to say, are you still wanting to get the same thing? But they need to know that their auto ship is about ready to go out. And you need to be able to watch that, because in your customer report, it's going to have the date of their next shipment. So those are the two reports. Your detailed genealogy, you need to learn all and really pay attention to that, and your customer report, because those are all the people that you are leading on your team. And those are the two most important reports that you're going to have.
Absolutely. So. And a lot more information in your back office. But again, we are a business. You can earn while you learn. So, your team grows, then the more information you can find in your back office. But really, those are the two things that not only you need to know, but you need to tell your ambassadors that join underneath you how to find those two reports too.
Right. And, and for me, I don't even know that Jenny would have had to tell me, because I was so excited. I got in there and tried to learn about everything. And when I couldn't find something, I asked. But you are going to have people that don't ask, and that don't ask until they need to know. So you need to know to be able to guide them to those right steps too. But
right.
If you want to get on there, play 10 minutes and go around in your back office and find out what there's 10 different reports. Find out what all those are. There's, different TV and information, and you can look and see. I can look at all the 500 customers that are on my team, the 500, and I could actually go through and look at all of them if I wanted to. I don't want to, because it's none of my business, who my ambassadors have as customers. But you could. That information is there. So
right. Exactly. And I think there's even training videos in the back office, right? I've never watched them, but I think there's training videos on the back office, in the back office.
Right.
So lots of information about, products and questions, frequently asked questions, compliance. There's a lot of information back there. But if you're new, you can just focus on your detailed genealogy and your customer reports.
Okay, so in the customer report, the white line versus the green line. The green line means they are brand new customer this month. And that is something new they started about 2 or 3 months ago, or 2 months ago maybe. When you have a new customer, they're popped up green. This is the customer report. This is not your detailed genealogy. That is completely separate. Your customer report is white, but brand new customers are highlighted in green. Your detailed genealogy, the colors, if you have somebody that is white, that means you'll see there's different colors. There's white, green, and isn't it different color?
Blue.
Green, blue.
Blue. Oh, yeah, right? I thought it was blue.
I always forget. I see it every day. You would think it would be like right in my face. But the detailed genealogy report, when you see, some person and their name is White, that means their backup order is off. That means they do not have their auto ship set to go off. And then it's kind of like an aqua blue color. When you see that aqua blue color up, that is someone who has their backup order turned on. It could mean that they're a new ambassador if they were a preferred upgrade. But your brand new ambassadors are kind of like a neon green. They're a green color. When you have a new ambassador, they'll pop up as they're green. If someone is upgraded, they aren't color coded yet. They're just kind of that aqua blue like everybody else. And I hope they come up with a purple or something. I'd love to see upgrades get their own color.
Be nice, because usually you don't get an email with upgrades, so sometimes they kind of get lost in the shuffle of it.
They can blend in. So,
yes.
So that is another thing. As your team is growing, at the very, very top, it says showing record, and it will tell you how many ambassadors you have. It'll say like 1 of 5 or 1 of 200 or whatever it would be. So in order for me, sometimes I can miss seeing when upgrades happen. I will just watch my number every day because it changes every single day. And that way I can tell if I don't have a new green line, then I would know that somebody upgraded. And you can go through and you can look at their upgrade dates and you can see who, August 23rd upgraded today.
Right. Exactly.
Is that too overwhelming? Hopefully not. No. Any questions about it? Thumbs up. I love that, Christy. I like thumbs up. That's cool. Does anybody else have any questions about the back office or where to find certain reports? Okay. You have an ambassador that swears she turned her backup order on and it is still White. How can I help her? She may have turned it on and it may be under $100. So your backup order, I should clarify that. When there is a White ambassador, that just means their backup order is not $100 or more. They will still be White if they have an $80 backup order, or if they have a $40 backup order, or if they have a $99 backup order. They are White because you are not commission qualified. So look at that, Teresa, and see if her backup order is on. It would say conditional or unconditional, or if it's not on, it will say none, or it would say deleted if they went in and deleted it. Okay, it's $69.95. So her back order is on. She just isn't commission qualified. Means she's only going to get the slim, which is fine. She can do that. But if you have someone, and this just kind of goes back to you do not get credit. Okay, if someone is $69.95, you do not get points. They have to have $100 NPV to get points, for you to get points for them. So if someone is not going to be ordering the Slim plus 2 products, you want to keep them as a customer. If someone is just coming in and they want the Slim and Accelerator and that's all they're going to do for 3 or 4 months, and then maybe they would think about the Triplex, keep them as your customer first, because one, they're not gaining any benefits. Really, I mean, it's not worth spending $35 if you're only doing 2 products. It's not worth spending $35 to be an ambassador. You're not going to save as much money just on 2 products in that wholesale for a little while. But if they're doing Slim plus 2 products, then definitely put them as your ambassador, because you are gaining the points from them and they are spending enough money to get a big enough discount, if that makes any sense. But so, and not only that, and a lot of people do start off with Slim, but there's so many wonderful products that everybody needs. I really think every single human on this earth needs Triplex. If you're not on Triplex, you should be. If you have a gut and you have blood and you have cells, you need the Triplex.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure.
For sure. Okay.
Good question. Good questions.
Teresa is saying that she creates a new order each time and orders more than $100. Okay. So if she is ordering more than $100, she can change. She needs to be able to earn her own commission off her products. So she can go ahead and change her backup order and increase it so the backup order is at least $100 or more, which basically just put it as the Triplex. If she is conditional and she is ordering prior to that, it will not ship to her. So If that makes sense. Does that make sense, Teresa? If she goes in, if she's ordering $120 all the time, then have her switch her backup order to be more than $69 because she'll at least get a little bit of commission off of that extra product that she's getting. And it won't ship to her.
Just have her put her her backup shipment date the 28th. So it's the last possible day that you're able to, put your backup order on. And then as long as she orders before that, she will not see that product.
Right. Yeah, let us know if you need help with that, Teresa, and we can guide her if we need more information. But that makes total sense. Good. So does anybody else have any other questions? You can unmute yourself. No. We'll let you all go. It's 9 o'clock. We don't want to keep anybody on over an hour. We know we're all busy and everybody has kids mostly, or everybody has their own life in the evening.
Bedtime. Everyone has bedtime.
Are you there? I'll be up for another 3 hours if anybody needs anything.
Are you there?
Hey,
I have a question.
Yes. Hi, Christy.
Hi. I reached out to somebody yesterday, and she got back to me today and said, oh, yeah, I have a lot of teacher friends. She's in Nevada. She said, oh, I have a lot of teacher friends that talk about Plexus, but it's just not for me. What's the best way to respond? I've never had that before.
You have been there. You have felt that. So you can totally relate to that and say, oh, girl, I totally know what you mean. I thought I didn't need those products too. But then I tried it and I feel how good I feel on it. Because I've had to do this too. Because it took me a year to decide to go on these products. So I totally have had to use this too. I thought I didn't need these products too, but then I got on them and I felt how amazing my energy was and how much better I'm eating and, how I don't have to be on Miralax or whatever whatever Plexus has helped you with. So you can come from your own personal experience with that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. I would be like, why don't you think you need them? You have a gut.
An inside gut, not an outside gut, an inside gut.
An inside gut, and you have blood and cells. My gosh. But, I get it. People, Jenny thought she didn't need it. I get it. You did, that's why, that's why we all didn't start on day one. So,
oh, yeah.
You just happened to say it to you differently than other people have. But I like Jenny's approach to it and how you state that I thought I didn't either, but I never knew.
I like that approach. That seems, well, it's true, and it seems genuine. And right. I didn't want to seem pushy or salesy, but I will just approach it from the honesty perspective.
As you watched for a long time before you decided to, so you can say, I watched for a long time, and I finally decided to give it a try, and girl, I am so glad I did, because I feel amazing, and go on about what it's helped you with.
Right.
I've had these. I've like totally used that exact message. Like so then, word for word.
If she responds like, "Oh, good for you, no thanks," then do I just?
Well, if anything, plant a seed. You've planted a seed, and she might be watching.
Right?
Because think about the first time that Terry Jo reached out to you, and I know Terry Jo was probably not the first one to do that. So, if anything, it just planted a seed. She probably is a little bit more aware of what you'll be posting. She'll maybe tune in a little bit. I wouldn't expect her to go, okay, girl, I'm in, because you wouldn't have done that, and I wouldn't have done that. So it might just take her a little bit, but you're definitely planting the seed in her brain.
It generally, remember, it takes 5 to 12 follow-ups before someone will make a decision. 5 to 12. 12 times you have to communicate with somebody before they say, heck yeah, I'll give it a try. 12 times.
And then you can use this because she comes back and said, okay, so happy for you, but no thanks. You can use that, and then every month or every 6 weeks or whatever, go back and go, are you ready yet? Are you ready yet? And like kind of make it. I like to use humor
Me too.
with my follow-up And so, you can use that to just go, all right, are you ready? Have you finally decided? Have you watched enough? Have you watched me, be healthy enough to be able to try it or whatever?
Right.
And just keep following up.
Right. And the
Did you
different ways
see
to
Heather's, did you see Heather's chat? She says, ask her how her poop is.
Yeah. And you know what?
Ah.
Heather, what's funny about that is Christy's specialty because she has 3 boys. So she's all good about talking about poop.
Yeah. We talk about poop every day.
It's
another way to
important.
follow up is to send, if you find a way if you find a testimonial that connects with that person, if you know something about that person, you can always slip that testimonial or slip a little something. If she's somebody who fanatically works out, you can send something about muscles and plexus or whatever it is. Like she said, once a month, whatever, just send a little follow-up, with different things. I use humor a lot because that works best for me because I get uncomfortable if I'm not laughing. So,
What? I am.
Yes.
Are you there?
Yeah, Teresa, what's up?
I shared on my on one of the posts, but I have to share my funny haha last week because I went out to dinner. Friday night I went with my daughter who's 23 and her roommate who's 25. And we went shopping and then went to eat, and we went back to their apartment and we hung this collage she wanted to hang. And it was about 11:30 at night, and I looked over and I said, now there's 4 more pictures we need to hang. Why don't we get those? And my daughter, she does the slim, looks at me and says, I know you're on that Plexus shit, but I'm not, and I'm tired, and I'm going to bed. And I said, okay, Friday night, 23 years old, okay, I'll leave you guys. So the next day, she and 5 of her friends came to my house before going to a concert, and they came over and said, do you think we could borrow some of your edges for tonight? So I think I have them hooked.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
It was funny. So that was my haha for the weekend.
That's awesome. And those college kids, they would love just the edges alone. I mean, if they want a little bit, instead of spending $3 on a Red Bull, for them to spend $1 on an edge.
Well, and the weekend we came to Austin, my daughter drank 5-hour energies on the way, and I was worried about her health.
Right. And
so I just said it's going to be a lot safer if you do the edge than all those 5-hour energies.
Oh, thank you. And she, in those 5-hour energies, she just bought 1 bottle of edge.
That's what I told her.
That's awesome.
But Friday night was my testimony, so I think I have them hooked.
That's good. I love it.
That's good. That's great, Teresa. I love it.
That's awesome.
Sure.
Y'all
are awesome.
I love stories like that. It makes my day.
Yeah, it was funny. Fun. Okay, well, I better sign off and go do schoolwork. Thank you so much for tonight.
Thank you. Did you catch on early enough to hear us talking about the difference between customers? Okay. Yeah. Does that help a little bit?
Yeah, and what I've been doing kind of with the customers is I just encourage them to be a customer for 1 month or 2 months to make sure they like it, because if they sign on as an ambassador right away, they only have 5 days to return the product and not the full 60.
Right. There you go.
Right. So, absolutely.
And then
absolutely.
And if they start with something less than the triplex and it's just the slim, you want to keep them as your customer too.
Right. Right.
So great. I saw your PV. I saw that tonight. It's pretty amazing.
I'm trying. My goal was 1,000 this month, and so I got to get 1 more order.
You are like right there. You'll get it.
Well, I've got all those girls now to get them to order the edge.
There you go. Hook them up as your preferred customer, and they'll get it. They'll get 1 bottle a month. They can have 1 every day.
That's right. Okay.
And then their parents are going to contact you, and they're diabetic or something. So look how it works out.
Yeah, it catches on.
Yep,
so
there you go. Good job, Teresa. All right, girl. Proud of you.
Thanks.
Bye, Teresa.
Bye.
Love it. Anybody else? Christy.
Hi.
Do you have something? So Christy is wanting to go to the Leslie Zann, which I'm so excited about.
She's great.
Yes. Jenny went last year.
Little Spitfire. She's teeny tiny. She's itty bitty. And she comes in this suit. She has a short haircut and these heels, but she has got a presence. Oh my gosh, she is a Spitfire. She's great.
And
You'll
so
really
is
enjoy her.
she a Plexus person or just network marketing?
This network marketing, I can't remember what. She'll tell you the whole story. I mean, she has a crazy story. But it was something in the health and wellness. I can't remember. She didn't say. And I never looked her up, but she was something in the health and wellness and then went to the top of her company very quickly. And then I think her company recruited her to train within her company, and then she left, and now she does speaking, engagements for all of the network marketing. But she's great. I really got a lot of information from her last year. And it'll fly by like that. I mean, it's crazy, but she's great.
I'm excited.
Me too.
Yeah, y'all have fun. Y'all will have a lot of fun. I'm bummed that I don't get to go. You'll have to take good notes. Anybody else? If not, we'll let everyone go night-night.
Thank you, lady.
Hey, it was a good meeting.
It was good. Thank you. It was fun. We always love it.
I've been texting with Joanne through the whole thing.
Why didn't she get on?
Because she's just got to Arizona and was unpacking her car. And so she just asked me, she wanted to check her back order.
Okay.
And so I told her how to do that. But yeah, she she hadn't even had time to sit down.
Aw.
So she said,
her backup order goes in 2 days, so she needs to change it tomorrow if she's going to change it.
and she changed it tonight real quick. And then now she's added to it. So she's added block to it.
Okay.
And then, so yeah. So anyway, and her daughter-in-law would like to maybe start up. So I told her, if regardless, she needs to just sign under Joanne.
Right.
And then if she wants to start, trying to make money with it, we can all help her with that. So.
Right.
Terry Jo.
Joanne's lost 5 pounds in like 2 weeks.
Oh, that's great.
I know. She's really excited. And she goes, my clothes, I swear it's more than that.
Well, yeah, because all the bloated and ickiness that our body is.
Yeah.
Icky. That's awesome. Were you saying something, Christy?
Great. Huh?
Christy was asking something.
Can you text me Don's diabetes testimony? And
Yes.
Is it his sister?
Yes. Don't let me forget. I'll do that when I hang up.
Okay, I'll text you a reminder.
A good idea.
All
How
right.
is Teresina's blood work?
Great. Okay, hang on a second.